I feel that moving within the hour, every hour, does wonders to your health. So don't feel like you have to wait till the end of the day to just overload yourself with a bunch of exercise. Much like eating, try to do in little bits every hour. Do something small every hour, stretching, walking, like we talked about, do body squats right beside your desk. If you do those little micro exercises like we talked about earlier, it can do wonders to your overall health.
There are opportunities for our work and careers everywhere, if you know where to look. That's easier said than done, especially in our fast-paced and constantly changing world. Ann Faremouth is talking to experts, employers, and job seekers to bring you insight and understanding about what's possible. This is Career Can Do, where we're navigating the new work world.
Welcome to the Career Can Do podcast, a top global podcast dedicated to helping you navigate the new work world and beyond. My name is Ann Faremouth, and I'll be your host for this episode. And today, I'm just delighted to have a guest on my show that I have the highest admiration and respect for. Mel Arenas is a principal co-founder of Breathe Fit, a functional health and fitness training studio that I can personally vouch for, as I am a client of theirs, and I've seen amazing results come from this experience. Lots of publications these days, Harvard Business Review, along with Johns Hopkins and many other organizations, have regarded how important exercise is, and it can have definitely a positive effect on productivity in the workplace. As Harvard says, to improve your work performance, get some exercise. And with that introduction, I'd certainly like to introduce our guest, Mel Arenas. Mel, have something to say hello to everybody.
Hi, Ann. Thank you for having me on.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on. I can't thank you enough for how you've helped me so much. And I believe that, being a member of Breathe Fit has helped me be even a better recruiter, more productive. I have more energy. I feel better about my health and fitness program. And I think if more people knew about you, we could have better workers, better productive testimonials in the workplace. And so here we are. So Mel, tell us why you think fitness is so important for today's workforce, especially for those with desk jobs.
Well, as we already know, there has been more publications out today how overall fitness, and not only that, just the improvement of someone's health could increase not only longevity in their lives, but at the same time is improve their overall feel at their workplace and their personal lives. As we all know, many times now, remote workers, as well as people that are sitting in desks, they tend to be more sedentary. This could be detrimental to their health. More importantly, just the lack of movement in their everyday lives could cause issues in their overall metabolic rate, but more than anything else, just their ability to just do daily functions. I think that's what Breathe Fit does so well, is that we do focus more on the functional component of the fitness side, not just the plain exercise. And you're a very good example of what functional fitness does with your mobility. And as busy as you are able to improve your functionality, not only from a physical perspective, but from a mental perspective. And this is so important in today's workforce, that the fact that, once again, if a happier employee is there that is more level-headed, more clear-headed, they could be able to be hopefully more productive.
No, I agree. And, with all the stress going on right now in the workplace, people are getting laid off.
Yeah.
Companies are trying to have employees do more than one function, all right? Because there's a, unprecedented talent shortage. We don't have enough people. So the people that are in the workforce oftentimes are doing more than one job. And
right.
What do you see, Mel, as the biggest health challenge employees are facing these days in a corporate environment?
I think it goes back to what we originally talked about. It is really just the fact that many of them don't have accessibility. And sadly, a lot of these places, maybe call it, corporations don't have the facilities in order for them to have a client or an employee able to go relieve themselves of stress of activity, whether it be through a gym or even have time out in order for these people, for their employees to go out there and simply take a small walk. And granted, there are many places out there that have these places and kind of timeouts throughout the day to where they're able to stretch their legs, walk around. Those, what we call micro exercise routines really helps one individuality to go out there, to stretch their legs, to move blood through their system, and to simply just get themselves functional again every day. At the end of the day, we want to be more flexible, utilize our muscles more to where they're just not sitting there being stagnant. That's where it becomes detrimental to their health, their joints, and overall their well-being.
And, these days, as we talked about a little earlier, with employees now, there's a shortage of employees and they're doing more than one job perhaps in their company. And they're busy. They're more busy than they've ever been. So how can these busy professionals, Mel, find time for fitness when their schedules are so packed?
Again, it goes back to time management. And we all understand everybody now is the workforce is running lean. So a lot of these people are trying to work more days, trying to cram more time in a small amount of set hours. I think a lot of this, what we're talking about is what these simple exercises you can do, even in front of your desk or workplace. Seated leg lifts, neck and shoulder rotations, standing up every hour and just simply walk around a certain area. Those little things could do so much help to their bodies instead of sitting at a desk for 45 minutes to an hour straight. These micro workouts, what we call them, even standing up and doing simple basic squats beside their desk can also help that blood flow. So like you were talking about, it is truly time management at their third day if they don't have the accessibility to get away to a gym and or out to an area where they can actually do some type of exercise. Sometimes you have to be creative, and that's the hard part at times is, you may be limited in time. If you're able to split things around, I think that's the most important part is to find time to do it.
I agree. And one thing I'm so happy you did for me, Mel, was you said to me, tell me what you eat. Let me see your food plan. And I wrote down what I eat. And you've helped me establish a nutritional plan that really works. I think you mentioned, eat your biggest meal in the morning. And I think nutrition does play a role. Talk about that with our listeners a little bit.
Actually, you're right. There's a good rule of thumb. For anybody to achieve their desired body appearance, it's about 80% nutrition, 20% exercise. And that's how critical that nutrition and how we eat is important to achieve the goals we want. Some of the easiest things to do is really at the end of the day is keep it simple. I think like we started with you is try to load your morning up with your healthiest meal because again, that first meal of the day is the most critical, should be the most abundant, and should be the healthiest. As you go throughout the day, taper your meals off, eat a great balanced lunch. And once again, as we taper off during the day, try to eat a very healthy and balanced dinner. Avoid sugars is the big one. I know we snack all day on candy bars, chips, and everything else. So you could avoid and minimize that. I'm not saying get rid of it, but at least try to eat those things in moderation. Stay hydrated. Water, water, water. No sodas. Avoid those things that really can crush you that way. For many of us, meal prepping. If you're able to meal prep just a little bit before each day, that has helped tremendously. And again, like we talked about, nibble all day, healthy snacks, whether it be nuts, fruits, beef jerky are fantastic things to sustain that energy.
Okay. What about fruits and vegetables? Those two. I mean, I know in the morning I try to, eat my fruits, and somebody long ago, somebody famous said, eat your fruits in the morning. Do you believe that's important now?
I think you're right. And eating fruits in general is important because it's a lot better than just eating a candy bar. So if your accessibility is fruit, again, try to stay from your healthier fruits. So for and be careful. A lot of people realize this. Some of the medications you're taking could be contraindicated with citrus type fruits, especially grapefruit or pomegranates. People on some type of blood thinners are unable to take these things. So eating fruit, make sure it matches with, of course, your medical providers and their suggestions. But overall, eating a good, healthy snack, utilizing fruit and nuts is a great thing to do.
Okay, well, that's great to know. Being a recruiter, Mel, lately I'm hearing from a lot of people, Marianne, I'm just so stressed out. I'm so stressed out. Get me out of here. Get me in a job that's not so stressful.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice on how physical activity can help reduce stress and improve the mental health at work?
As we already know, exercise already releases those endorphins, and that improves not only your mood, but your stress levels. You are a very good example. You tend to work out with us midday, kind of that stress and peak hour of that day. And you come in here at times really, really high strung and really just like you want to pull your hair out. But then as soon as you're done with your exercise, you've calmed down just enough for you to continue your day. And that helps you, and like many people, with that mental clarity and gives you back to focusing on what your job and task are to do. One key thing is utilize exercise as a way to relieve that anxiety and burnout. You said it, you started the whole podcast with people are stressed out. I think exercise is a great way to release, and exercise can not only mean, it really means movement, whether it be yoga, Pilates, pickleball, things that are real popular today. Go out there and just move.
And Mel, do you have any advice on improving sleep quality or how it does tie into fitness and work performance? Because I know, I hear some people say, Marianne, I'm so stressed about this job. I'm not sleeping well at night. I'm up all night and then I go in and I'm tired. I mean, how can exercise improve on sleep quality?
Well, as again, from a fitness point of view, when we exercise, the growth and development and recovery happens during our sleep period. When sleep is interrupted or minimized, we don't get the same recovery as our muscles should. This is the time that we need to, for our bodies to recuperate, metabolize, and build that lean body tissue in order for us to move towards that healthy body composition. Again, exercise also improves sleep because we're fatigued and tired. You want to get that nice restful sleep from being tired. One of the big things today is the utilization of social media. And a lot of times, a lot of people try to sleep, whether it be through social media, even their work things or their emails. Try to do that at an earlier time. You want to let your body and mind time to give it time to relax before going to bed. Create good habits. Really try to get into some type of habit to where you tend to detox and relax yourself towards the weaning hours of the evening and give your time and your body the ability to just simply rest.
Okay. And, Mel, a lot of our listeners are companies, are, VPs, CEOs, company heads. How can these companies that are out there create a culture of wellness that encourages employees to stay active? How can they do it from their end?
Well, being an ex-CEO of a company years ago for a major company, one thing we really did was encourage people and incentivize them, and whether it be through a point-driven system. A lot of times we were very fortunate. Our insurance company during that time, our health insurance company that was backing us, they actually had an incentive gamified the fitness and health side and made it a lot more fun to where we could gain points that way. This starts from the top and your management. I think they have to encourage this throughout the day. It has to be taught. It has to be almost a cultural shift within the companies and people out there to really challenge your employees to do different things. Let them be more productive in utilizing forms of mental health relief as well as physical relief during the day.
And Mel, what's a common fitness myth that needs to be debunked for office workers?
Probably the easiest one for me that I keep hearing about is being stagnant and sitting on top of your desk, that you have to move or have to exercise heavily every day. You don't. I feel that moving within the hour, every hour, does wonders to your health. So don't feel like you have to wait till the end of the day to just overload yourself with a bunch of exercise. Much like eating, try to do in little bits every hour. Do something small every hour, stretching, walking, like we talked about, do body squats right beside your desk. If you do those little micro exercises like we talked about earlier, it can do wonders to your overall health.
And is there a particularly better time to exercise? I mean, I do it midday and I find it, and you'll understand when I say this, I come down there at lunchtime and I'm, as you said, I'm so stressed, and then I leave and I'm a little happier. It's releasing some of that stress. But is there an optimum time, Mel, in your opinion, to exercise, or any time is a good time?
I think it depends on your workday. As you know, you have I know your schedule, Marianne, so forgive me. I mean, you have a very busy morning. You start your day very early and you do things at home, and really your time during the day to work out is a brief moment in the middle of the day that you can break away from your daily routine and come down. That goes the same for many people. We train many people before the wee hours of the morning, before they go to work, and we train some people in the afternoons, right after they're able to get off work early. Now with remote jobs, some companies have the flexibility for them to actually leave their desk and take a small self-care break. And we train some of those people as well. I think at the end of the day, it's just the theme is keep moving. If you can find a micro time throughout that day, 30 minutes to an hour, 15 minutes, take advantage of it. Utilize that time to just simply exercise and move.
Okay. And Mel, what would you say is one small but powerful habit employees can start today to improve their health and productivity in the workplace?
I think it's the same thing that you and I just started talking about all day is number one is just to simply move. I mean, that's the easy thing to start doing that every hour. The other part is what you actually brought up was nutrition. I think if we just cut back on trying to eat some of the bad stuff, and when I say bad, I mean, eat everything in moderation. Start small, start there. Stop the small bad snacking, start snacking healthier. Those simple adjustments and revisions in your daily walk will do wonders to your body. You will see changes just from that simple thing. Now, from there, you can start scaling that to longer exercises, more resistance training, better nutrition, meal prepping, and those things will definitely enhance your appearance. But other than that, if you start with those two small pieces, it's a great start.
Well, I wanted to have you on the show today because I think the workplace right now, the employees are all challenged. And if
Yeah.
we can have some information that can help them relieve some of that stress and be more productive and be more healthy, I think it's a win-win for everybody. So, Mel, we're getting near the end, and I always like to leave our listeners with two salient points they can take with them and digest and process. If we had to give them 2 points, kind of easy, what would they be?
One of my favorite ones is always look to an expert, just like you. People look to you as the expert in recruiting and they utilize you as that form of knowledge and help. I think personal trainers, just like what we are in Breathe Fit, look to a personal trainer for help and utilize someone like us, like a Breathe Fit, to go out there and talk to them to where they can create some type of structure and at least help you through the hand holding process of getting to a higher level of fitness. So that's my number one. The second one is, and I encourage everybody, is make sure just, again, stay healthy, change your mindset. It is difficult. Change is always difficult. Stick with it, stay committed, and just do those miniature tasks to make yourself healthier every day.
Well, Mel, I'm so, thrilled that you took the time to be on Career Can Do. I will always be a client of Breathe Fit. I've gotten such amazing results from it. And Mel really tailors my program to what I need, what I'm going through, what's going on in my world. And I just think that's amazing. So, Mel, thank you so much for taking the time to be on. All of this information will be on my website, faremouth.com. And if, Mel, people want to reach out to you and investigate coming to see you, how can they do that?
The easiest way is also our website, which is www.breathe-fitness.com, or call us, text us at 713-487-9811. And we'll be more than happy to answer any questions.
All right. Well, this is Ann Faremouth, Career Can Do. If you're looking to really reduce your stress level this year, be more productive at work, feel better about who you are, how you look, what's going on in your world, think about exercise, think about Breathe Fit. They're an amazing company. I highly recommend them. And I really appreciate you being on the show today. Thank you all so much. And you can download us on any major podcast channel. We are nationally syndicated as well. And we'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. Thank you. We thank you for tuning in to our Career Can Do podcast. We make no guarantees on results for your particular quest, but we hope you enjoy the information presented. The views and opinions expressed in this program are solely that of the guest or speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of Ann Faremouth and Faremouth and Company. Thank you.